Welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Dylan Zachary and I'm a graphic designer and music enthusiast. So today we got ourselves a brand new poster that I just designed, or should I say redesigned. So Black Sabbath just announced their final show in Birmingham. I took it upon myself when I saw that show announcement poster to redesign it because, in my honest opinion, it really wasn't that good. I feel like just a random fan probably designed that poster. It wasn't my style per se. Yeah, I feel like for the final show announcement, it could have been a lot better. It could have been executed a lot better, in my personal opinion, for something, I don't know, like the final show of Black Sabbath, like that poster should have been the most extravagant, not even extravagant, but just a little more flavor in that poster. You know what I'm saying? Black Sabbath has a final show. Ozzy Osbourne's performing for the first time in person, and I think, like, I don't know, since 2018. I saw him in 2018 doing his No More Tours 2 show. Absolutely killer of a show. I saw Black Sabbath in 2016 also doing their End tour, which they performed their album 13 and a bunch of hits, obviously. Phenomenal show, both of them, Ozzy and Black Sabbath. But first, before we get into the design, let's talk about Black Sabbath. Formed in 1968, Ozzy Osbourne, Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, and Bill Ward, man. These guys, legendary cats. They formed Black Sabbath in 1968 and they released one of their first albums in 1970, shortly followed by one of their smash hits of an album, Paranoid, also in 1970. Black Sabbath, they're just a force to be reckoned with. They're one of the first people to create heavy metal music in general. They're pioneers of it. Nobody was doing this doom, scary vibe music back in the 1970s like they were. Their music's phenomenal. You got Masters of Reality, you got Never Say Die, like we said, Paranoid, and Black Sabbath, the self-titled. Phenomenal records. These guys are absolutely monsters in their category. They've inspired so many musicians, from Metallica to Iron Maiden. You name it, they've definitely inspired them. From Slayer to all those guys, Megadeth. It's crazy the history that Black Sabbath has created just by making the music that they've made. In the later 70s, Ozzy Osbourne got kicked out of the band and went on to form his own band and make his own solo music. That's a whole topic for another video. So yeah, we're gonna go over the show poster that I did, talk about it and break it down and all the fun stuff. So if you guys are new to the channel, what up? My name's Dylan Zachary and I'm a graphic designer, music enthusiast, just like I said. If you're new here, welcome. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment because it helps so much. It's helping us get to the next step of this channel, which is 1,000 subscribers. Let's get into it. We'll break it down and I'll show you what the poster looks like and we'll talk about it. Let's get into it. Okay, so what we got here is this logo I designed previously before I threw it into Photoshop. I had it in my mind and I just kind of went on the computer and just started designing it, and I really just wanted to get it out. I didn't record it, sadly, but yeah, so I designed that logo specifically for this poster, and the font you see right there is actually Black Sabbath's first album. They're self-titled. Yeah, I just really wanted a Reaper style logo to kind of go with this poster, so I just kind of went and did it. Here we have a photo I grabbed off of Google. It really spoke to me when I was like scrolling through. First photo I saw, so I just saved it up, threw it into Photoshop, and here you see me kind of messing around with the shadows and everything, and giving it a real grain texture. I love that real grain texture vibe because it makes it feel rustic and vintage. Now we're messing with the color tones and everything. I was trying to figure out if I want to go more to the white side of things or more towards the black and white side of things, because you can really wash it out, saturate the hell out of it. But I wanted that real old vintage look, you know, black and white tone with the whole grain over top of it, and just really just stay away from the saturation side of the whole piece. You know, because Black Sabbath is a very dark and, like, I don't want to say gloomy band, but, like, you know, they're dark heavy metal. Just think of heavy metal, black, washed out colors, and all the washed out colors are just black, you know what I mean? So there you see me referencing the poster. So the original poster, like I kind of described in the beginning, it wasn't really my favorite. It kind of seemed like it was like almost fan made. Not that it was bad. I kind of feel like it was rushed a little bit. I feel like they could have put a little more flavor into it. A lot of this poster design that I'm making right now was very inspired by the original poster, because it genuinely was a good piece, but it just needed a little more flavor, a little something. So that's kind of where we're going to go with this piece. We threw the back to the beginning on it, as you can see, just like the original poster. And here you see me messing around. I wanted to bring Ozzy to the forefront of it, because not so much that, like, you know, Ozzy's more important or whatever. I mean, he's the lead singer of Black Sabbath. It was his first band, but Ozzy's performing solo at the final show, doing his own set as just Ozzy Osbourne. So I kind of wanted to bring him to the forefront just to kind of, like, you know, decipher that, yes, he's in Black Sabbath, the other guys are in the background, but, you know, he's in the front because he's Ozzy Osbourne, and he also has a solo set that he's doing at the show, along with Black Sabbath performing, you know. I'm blurring out the bottom half right here, and then I end up getting rid of the whole bottom half of the band just to kind of make it smaller, and I could fit more stuff, more text and everything later down the line. Here I'm messing with the logo, adding a big stroke on there, make the purple pop a lot, sizing up the Black Sabbath there, trying to figure out how I'm going to fit it in the center. I was just trying to figure out how the composition would be the most striking and visually striking, you know, when you're like seeing it on a social media post or along that nature, because, you know, people are going to be selling, probably most likely sell posters at this show and stuff like that. So I was just trying to really be visually striking with it. And this logo, when I initially thought of this logo design, this was the first thing that came to my head. So I was like, this thing has to be the center of the poster, because, you know, I could see this logo on t-shirt, on posters, on guitar picks, on hoodies, you name it, I could see this logo on there. So it kind of works both ways. Like it's for the poster, it's for the band, it's representing the final show, but also you could throw it on a bunch of different things too. So, and maybe in a way that's kind of what in my mind is lacking on the original poster, because of the fact that like there's nothing that really grabs at you, you know what I mean? It's really pulling you in. I mean, yeah, you see the picture of the band at the very top. There's nothing that's really like screaming at you. Textures make everything pop so much more. I've said this in previous videos and I'll say it until I'm blue in the face. Textures are the flavoring of a piece, you know what I mean? Just think of, you have spaghetti, okay? You're cooking spaghetti. You put the sauce on the spaghetti, and when you're making the sauce and stuff like that, what do you do with the sauce? You throw some pepper, you throw some garlic, you throw some salt into the sauce, and you stir it all up. That's what textures are to poster design and art and graphic design work in general. It's the flavoring of the piece that you're making. As you can see right now, I'm adding all the other fonts to the work here. We got Saturday, July 5th of July, because, you know, people in the UK say it the opposite way. So we got Saturday, 5th of July, Villa Park, Birmingham. I kind of went with the same vibe with the poster, the original poster. As you can see, I'm trying to figure out who I'm going to put on the lineup. This is the font from Black Sabbath Volume 4. I thought it was a really good font choice here, because you got that real dark, scary looking Black Sabbath logo font that I chose from the first album. So we wanted to make it more bold typeface and just in your face and really readable, because when you're trying to advertise something, you want something really big and readable. Back a little bit, I was trying to add all the bands in there, kind of like the original poster, but it really wasn't working out in my favor. So we just added Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne plus many more, because in my opinion, that's the most important thing. This is the final show for Black Sabbath and Ozzy. In the real world, I would do a secondary poster, and then they would just post those back to back. So you would see the original Black Sabbath poster, which is this, and then you would see the secondary poster, which is along the same vibe, but, you know, you would see the Metallica and Alice in Chains and, you know, all the other bands performing. Here you see me messing around with the textures again, so I just duplicated the textures that I'm using on the background currently, and I really like this whitewash at the very bottom of the texture, so I wanted that kind of behind the Reaper and the Black Sabbath to kind of push the Reaper forward a little bit, so it's not so just two-dimensional. So that was the whole purpose behind there. So as you can see, I'm like blending it. Right now I'm just messing around with the colors and everything. I'm also trying to bring out, I wanted a more gray style, a more grayscale rather than black and white. And now I'm just basically experimenting with textures here, just seeing really what works and what makes it pop more before I have to go in and maybe just drop like a solid color over top of it. Maybe right here specifically, I was looking for like a more scratchy texture feeling behind it, just to kind of show a little more ruggedness to it, just like, you know, more beat up and all that kind of stuff. In the end here, I added this little crinkle texture here. I really like that, and I just blended it all together very nicely, so you kind of, it looks really nice and solid. Okay, so now let's talk about the poster mock-up I threw it on. So here you see, back to the beginning, Black Sabbath final show on a poster. Just imagine this hanging up on your wall after you got done going to the concert and seeing a legendary show, Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne with a bunch of different bands. Just imagine that hanging up on your wall, all said and done. Okay, so now we're going to show you a t-shirt mock-up that I did, and then boom, here we go. We got the logo that I designed on the left breast right here. You know, real big in your face, not like some tiny small little logo. It's real big, just real huge in your face, letting you know it's Black Sabbath, the final show with the Reaper there. You got the back piece, which is legitimately the poster. Back to the beginning, Saturday, 5th of July, Villa Park, Birmingham, Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne, plus many more. I think this poster works as a poster and as a t-shirt beautifully. That's it. Let me know what you guys think. That's my poster design. I think it's 10 times better than the poster that they released. It's kind of got a little bit of everything. It's got a logo behind it, so you can throw it on a t-shirt or, you know, whatever. Like I said, guitar picks, whatever. I mean, it really stands out. It's awesome. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section if you guys want to see more of this. This was really fun to do. So if you guys enjoyed it, let me know down below in the comments section. I would love to do more of this. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for tuning in, and peace.